Are we on the brink of a civil war?
The United States of Texas.
With Texas. Well, technically, Texas is actually not part of America because they are a sovereignty situation, in 1842 when they signed the Declaration. So
the Louisiana Purchase wasn't signed.
Shout out to all my conspiracy theorists.
Yes,
I'm with you. I'm a sideline.
You're
advocate.
in that world.
I'm
in that world.
Heavily entrenched.
You're in that world.
Look,
heavy.
I just can't say it. I'm really 19 keys Billy Carson, but I can't. I have.
Would you say it now?
I gotta put the
there's limitations to it.
Look, I'm joking, but I'm like
eco-friendly. You're eco-friendly about this.
I have to put the hard bottoms on.
You're adjacent.
But if it was up to me, I'd be in the basement.
You're adjacent.
I would be in the basement.
Conspiracy theorist.
Canned tuna.
He is conspiracy theory adjacent.
I am.
Most of the conspiracy theories that come true, though.
Yes,
this is true.
I'm that guy. I'm that guy.
We found your leader.
I'm that guy. So what's up with this Texas situation?
And it might keep us side by side.
I was about to solo you.
Nope. Hold on. In frame. Yep. No. Pan back out.
Yo, I was about to solo you.
Nope, no solo.
All right, let's do it.
I'm gonna be clean. I will say we do have to figure out an issue with this. The state of the migrant issue. Of course, I think the Republicans are playing a little bit dirty to sully Biden's chances of winning. But if you look at what's going on in New York City and Chicago, I don't understand how there's stipends and housing available when there are not that same stipend and available for the citizens that are there. This is a coup of sorts. But I do think that the borders need to be protected, but it's a very tricky conversation to have, and it's a very tricky political gesture that Governor Abbott made. But when you have 22 states in unison start to say we need to protect our borders, it's not so much of an indictment that they care about what's happening in the country. It is political warfare at its finest. And because things are not going well in the country, you're trying to rile up a certain base for votes. And I don't think that that's fair. Now, we can talk about the same states that are rallying to protect migrants being out of them. That land was stolen. Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, Mississippi, Florida. I don't want to have that conversation because Rashad, hard bottoms, investors, right?
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
If the conspiracy bag paid, I'll go down that lane all day. It don't pay. I've seen what happened to Alex Jones. Alex, you can come on whenever you want. It's not worth it. He got into the JFK bag. I said, what are you doing? But I do think that there needs to be a lot more protection. And then also, I keep pointing the pension fund in Chicago disappear. Even Nikki Haley fucked up. When you come out and say, hey, people, if you're 20 now, you're going to have to work to 71. When the retirement age is 65, she told you the gap and how much money was actually missing from Social Security and retirement funds. Go look at everyone from 20, how many people there are now. Do a little bit of math, go on ChatGPT, and it'll tell you how many hundreds of billions of dollars are currently missing. But a lot of this is political gesturing. They don't care about, because 20 years ago, I can argue they didn't care when the migrants came into these states and they got to work for cheap labor. They didn't give a damn in 1990. Why do they care now?
Yeah. I feel like there might be some people that are like, what's going on in Texas? I want to give some context to it. Is that cool?
Yes.
I want to preface this by saying that, Ian, you still live in that state, correct?
Absolutely. So I gotta.
All right. So
you know what I mean?
So here's what's happening. They have an Attorney General, Ken Paxton. On Friday, he forcefully, and I use the word in quotations, forcefully rejected a request from the Biden administration to grant federal immigration officials full access to Shelby Park, which is in Texas, along the southern border, that the state National Guard has sealed off with razor wire fencing and soldiers. All right, so they've barbed wire this area. So the Department of Homeland Security, which oversees the Border Patrol, had given the Attorney General last Friday, to say that the state must relent and allow federal agents inside the park But on Friday, they rebuffed and demanded that, saying that Texas state officials would not allow the DHS to turn the area into an unofficial and unlawful port of entry for migrants. Paxton pledged that Texas efforts to protect its southern borders against every effort by the Biden administration to undermine the state's constitutional right of self-defense. And so his last statement was, "We have more wire than they have people. So let them cut it. We'll be fencing it again the next hour."
Mm.
So they're saying that this is self-defense, and we're not removing ourselves. So this is the context around this. So this is a state saying we're going to protect ourselves. The federal government, we're not going to allow you to come in and remove us from us protecting our borders and I guess our land, quote unquote.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be clear. They listen. Trump got the victory.
This is I've never seen this
At all. I've never seen a governor have like at the administration. If you're listening, do the Slim Shady and please stand up. You gonna let a governor talk to you like this?
Well, that happened with Obama. I think it was Arizona.
He should have stood up too.
When she got off the plane and she tried to like scream out, and a lot of his political pandering and showmanship. But I will say this: one thing, that we was in Chicago and I saw something that was very disturbing. We was driving through and we saw like 150 people like camped out in front of a police station. I'm like, what is that? They like, that was his immigrants that came, and that's like a safe haven, and that's where all of it. It was a very weird situation. So this look, I'm not one of these people that says that immigrants are taking jobs, because I personally have never seen a job that an immigrant has taken from an American. They're doing jobs that nobody else wants to do, and they're adding value to the economy on a certain level, for sure. But something has to be done to make this situation a little bit more efficient, because having 150 people sleeping outside of a police station, or even where I live, I drive, down, and there's like an area where I just see like a line of immigrants every Saturday, and it's like, this is where they're getting food. I don't know. It's a weird situation that's going on right now with these democratic states that have just become dropping grounds.
New York, a big one.
They're just dropping grounds for immigrants, and they don't really have a plan for them to do anything. It's not like, the ironic thing about it is that these Republican states are probably the states that actually need them. Like, even I was watching this documentary about a farmer. I think he was like in Alabama, one of these states, and he was saying that they took the immigrants away. Long story short, and his farm actually fell apart because he was saying that they was like picking watermelons or something. He was like, the work that they were doing, no American would do. So he actually needed them. But you can't just drop people into cold weather environments and urban centers with nothing for them to do, no plan in place. That's not sustainable. That's just not sustainable, and it's not beneficial for anybody. It's not beneficial for America, but it's also not beneficial for them. They're coming to America for a better life, but I don't know how much of a better life that is, to just be sleeping outside and just waiting in line for a meal. That's not beneficial. That's not beneficial. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe we can get somebody from the White House to talk about this, or maybe we can get Angela Rye to give her opinion, or a political, or one of our political friends. But this is turning into something.
It's troubling.
Yeah,
because if Chicago and New York turn to San Fran, it will not be good for the economy. Definitely will not be good for the election. I mean, I think Trump, you've been saying it for about a year, but I think Trump got this thing in the bag. Who do you think is going to be his VP, DeSantis or Vivek?
Well, let's talk about how Tim Scott is slipping and sliding on the dance floor for this situation.
He's scraping and scrambling for real.
Wow. Like, yo.
Boy, you look.
Oh, man.
Showed every tooth possible.
Yeah, that's alarming. That's really alarming.
Man.
Yeah.
Uncle Ruckus was upset. Like, boy, you doing too much. Ease up.
Oh man, these are our heroes.
The money line is in Trump's favor right now. They said that he's going to get more black votes. I saw Black Enterprise posted this. Trump is supposedly going to get more black votes this election than any Republican in American history.
Is that what they're predicting?
Yes.
Wow. Where'd they get the study?
yeah.
You know?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But it's not surprising though, because I just look at the sentiment on social media sentiment. Anytime that we post anything politics related, there's a lot of comments pro Trump, anti Biden.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Student loan ain't gonna do
So
it.
the public sentiment, is definitely favoring Trump for sure. Because when you see black people supporting him, you know a lot of white people are going to support him off the rip. So even if he splits black votes,
Can't split them.
I don't know how he loses. I'm not sure how he loses at this point in time, unless the Democrats pull a rabbit out their hat.
They go get Auntie Shell.
What was I think wasn't the percentage like 90-10 last election
For Democrats?
Yeah. 90%
I don't know.
of the African American vote.
It's going to be a lot different this year.
It can't, if it goes to 80%, it's a loss. It can't slip past 85.
It's gonna slip past 85 for sure. He's gonna get a lot of black votes. A lot of black people love Donald Trump.
What YG say?
They love Donald Trump.
What YG say? Shout out to Nip and YG.
Yeah, so
That's tough.
I don't know.
Put in comments who you guys voting for in the election.
I'm not sure how he loses this one.
Or if they go, like people may say, I'm not going to vote, which is, you know,
that's going to happen a lot.
Yeah. So
yeah,
we'll keep you updated with all the information that we know.